Hey folks, I've got a very special figure for you today. As you can see, Star Wars Power of the Force, the legendary Star Wars Power of the Force Wave 1 red card Chewbacca original from 1995. I was not the first owner of this figure, but I did, when I was a child, own one of the green card reproductions. I've since lost that one, but this one is, yeah, the original from 1995. I got it pretty cheap on Amazon. I think it was about $7-8. A lot of the Power of the Force figures are, pretty reasonable these days. I've always really liked this figure. As with many of the other Power of the Force figures and sort of in the house style of the time in general, you can see he has kind of a cartoonish, superhero-y physique and a sort of very simplified facial sculpt. He's rather cute. I really like this Chewbacca a lot. I think he's my favorite of the Wave 1 Power of the Force figures by far. Probably the one for whom the style of that series, I would say, arguably worked the best. Very distinctive silhouette. He stands pretty well, I'd say probably because of his larger feet. He has 5 points of articulation, swivel arms, swivel legs, and in lieu of a swivel head, you see he doesn't have one. Because that is an irregular shape that wouldn't really swivel normally on this kind of figure. Instead, we have an articulated swivel waist. Pretty cool solution. It looks a little goofy when his waist is swiveled because his bandolier there sort of splits. Speaking of which, the bandolier, as well as the pouch here, molded plastic, molded into the figure. I've always really liked that. Since they're harder to break, harder to lose. Although the downside, I guess, is of course, as I showed you before, that the object sort of splits when you use the waist articulation. He comes with 2 pack-ins, a bowcaster, just like in the movie, and a blaster rifle. I typically don't display him with this. In fact, that was in the hands of my Black Series Captain Phasma 6-incher, which I'll show you eventually. Let's see, what else can I say about this guy? Chewbacca's always been one of my favorite Star Wars characters. I think it's pretty cool how they managed to create such an engaging and memorable character out of an alien creature who doesn't speak any recognizable human words. Yeah, nice paint job, good shading on it, very cool sculpt. Like I said, kind of a superhero-y body version of Chewbacca, like a lot of the other Power of the Force figures. A few of which I have and I will put up videos about later on. So yeah, that is the Power of the Force Chewbacca. Stamped on his feet we have Kenner China, let's focus that, Kenner China, and 1995 LFL Lucasfilm Limited. Very cool figure. I give it a 9 out of 10.